Hello everybody, welcome back to the MaffmanJones movie show. I'm your host as always, John Maffeo, and I guess this is the second episode of Quarantine Movie Life, where I've just been watching a bunch of random movies that I haven't seen before, or have seen before, and just talking about it with you guys, because I thought it'd be fun. So let's just sit back, relax, grab some food or popcorn, and just enjoy whatever we got going for us to entertain us. Movies, television, binging, anything. For me, it's movies right now. I've been playing video games too. I played Doom Eternal and I played Resident Evil 3, thanks to the girlfriend, and I also just watched Boys in the Hood, which I haven't seen in a few years, but it's got Cuba Gooding Jr., I think it's his first role, Lawrence Fishburne, Ice Cube, Regina King, who is Regina Queen, Nia Long, a bunch of people that you would recognize from other things, and it's one of the best movies out there. Rest in peace, God bless to John Singleton. But yeah, I've been watching a bunch of random stuff over the past couple of days since I made the last video, and I just want to talk about some stuff. Shout out to this TeePublic shirt, this Bill and Ted shirt. It's got Bill and Ted and Rufus and Babes. It's most bodacious, and Bill and Ted 3 is supposed to come out in August. Not going to come any. I don't know if it's still going to come out in August, but hoping we get a trailer soon or something. Ed Solomon, Alex Winter, Keanu, somebody, please release something. It would make my day, and I'm sure a lot of other people's days. Once again, also shout out to all the essential employees, the frontliners out there doing their job, putting their lives on the line every single day. For God knows how long your shifts are. Just thank you, and thank you. Now on to the show where this bum talks about movies. First movie on the list is Bling Ring, directed by Sofia Coppola. Stars a few people you may recognize, but most importantly, Emma Watson. And the story is about a bunch of young, impressionable teenagers who would raid celebrities' homes, steal a lot of their products, their pocketbooks, their jewelry, money, everything, and they would do this consistently, and this is based on a true story, evidently, and it's, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of shallow. You get the point, the cautionary tale aspect of it, where it's, don't do this, kids, it's bad, eventually you'll go to jail, but there isn't much to it, really. There's no nuance to it. The biggest thing I got from this, taking away my experience of watching The Bling Ring, was Emma Watson being a basic bad bitch for an hour and a half. Next is The Invitation, directed by Karen Kusama, who's apparently developing a Dracula movie, and after watching this movie, I'm all hands on deck, because this movie, it's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. From beginning to end, I was tense beyond belief. The acting in this is incredible, and it's just a lot of slow building, because the story is about a reunion amongst friends that haven't seen each other in a great amount of time, and two of the characters in this reunion at some point divorced for reasons that you find out eventually, or do you? You can cut the tension in this movie with a butter knife. You're better off not knowing anything about this movie. Don't go in watching a trailer. If you haven't ever seen a trailer for this movie, just it's on Netflix. Just watch it, and you'll thank me later. I also watched a foreign zombie movie, Train to Busan, and I mean, there's been a great collection of zombie movies over the past few decades, going back to George Romero. I haven't seen a really good one, because I feel like Walking Dead kind of killed people's interests in zombies. This came out in 2016. Really well done, very kinetic, very energetic, really good characters, an emotional story that really builds up well. The way that this movie portrays zombies is different. It's a mix of like World War Z with the piling on that they do, mixed with the aggression of like 28 days or weeks later. But visually they look incredibly scary with the bloodshot eyes and shaky heads and like contorting movements. It's really cool, just to be frank, and not really have a better word to use at the moment. But yeah, if you like zombie movies, you have to watch Train to Busan. It's a must-watch. I also watched The Machinist starring Christian Bale. My friend Elijah's been trying to put me onto this movie for the past almost decade now, which is wild, but I finally watched it. And it kind of gave me Christopher Nolan Memento vibes. A great mystery thriller with a psychological vibe, an angle that makes you wonder if Christian Bale is crazy or not. Even if you know he's crazy, but you don't know for sure if his disillusions are valid or not. It's all about the journey, not the destination, right? And the journey in this it's interesting, to say the least. Next is Videodrome, directed by David Cronenberg, starring James Woods. Little fun fact, I learned about who James Woods is as a person through Family Guy first. And apparently he's not that great of a person. Maybe not even a good person at all. But I don't know him personally, so I'm not going to talk about this dude. But yeah, this movie is a David Cronenberg movie. So if you know David Cronenberg, he makes some really weird shit. And guess what? Videodrome is a really weird movie that addresses the subject of television and how television could warp somebody's mind and their perception of reality in a very classic Cronenberg style. And if you don't know what Cronenberg really does, a lot of body horror. I'm going to say 2 words and I'm going to move on to the next movie because you'll be spending the rest of this video going, what? If you haven't seen this movie. Stomach Vagina. Yep, Stomach Vagina. Moving on. The Adventures of Tintin, directed by Steven Spielberg, produced by Peter Jackson, and written by Edgar Wright, amongst a couple other writers. That's wild. Collaborating together on a motion-captured animated movie that's kind of akin to Indiana Jones, a little bit darker in ways, and also a little more lighthearted in ways. It's a Nickelodeon movie. It's a Nickelodeon movie, but it's got some really intense elements for kids that I'm surprised got past a bunch of execs, but cool with me. I really enjoyed this one. There are some sequences in this that are balls to the wall amazing. A lot of great technical feats that are accomplished here. Maybe not particularly Steven Spielberg these days, but he still makes really great films, in my opinion. But when you think about Peter Jackson and Edgar Wright, I think about directors who really push the envelope and try to push filmmaking to a different level. And for this time period, which was almost 10 years ago, they certainly did that. They pushed the envelope with this movie. Next is the latest Disney Pixar collaboration, Onward. It's a movie about Tom Holland and Chris Pratt's character. They're brothers, and their father passed away from some kind of sickness years ago. Tom Holland's character was younger. He never got to meet his father, and apparently when they were both 16 years old, of appropriate age for this movie, he left a letter saying, here's a staff you could bring back to life for one day, for 24 hours, and you could spend 24 hours with me. And they had to go on a quest because they aren't able to fully complete, if you've seen the trailer, complete him. They get up to like his torso, so it's just from the feet to the waist, and they have no upper body, so they have to find this jewel that will allow them to bring back the rest of their father so they can spend some amount of time with him before he disappears forever. It goes without saying, but Pixar animation is top notch. I didn't really care for the actual plot and the details surrounding this journey. It's all just kind of like vibrant colors and vibrant animation for the kids to goo and ga at. But the themes of brotherhood and family in this ring so incredibly relatably true. And they do a really great job of really making you care about this relationship between Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, these two brothers. And you kind of learn about their relationship and the good and bad of it through the course of the movie. And yeah, I cried. I cried a couple times. I thought I was going to cry at the end. I cried at the end, but I also cried in other parts of the movie too, when they really delved into the dynamic of these two brothers and their relationship with their father. Yeah, I'm getting a little emotional talking about it, so I'm going to stop. But if you want a really fun Pixar movie that has the tears that you will cry. I mean, if you have a soul, you will cry. Yeah, then I would recommend Onward. Another movie I've been trying to watch for years, but I finally got around to during this quarantine, was Safety Not Guaranteed. It's directed by Colin Trevorrow, first director of Star Wars Episode 9. It's got a lovely cast full of faces that you definitely will recognize, and this came out in 2012. It's an indie time travel movie, and these faces you would definitely recognize now. They were still up on the rise, all these actors during this time. Aubrey Plaza, Jake Johnson, Mark Duplass was in some things, but I feel like he was kind of rising during this time too. And the actor who played the taxi cab driver in Deadpool. More than anything else, it's a love story, but the way it implements elements that would involve time travel were very pleasantly surprising. And by the end of it, I was swept off my feet, and I understand why this movie got a lot of the reception that it did back in 2012. And I feel like I haven't really heard many people talk about it now. But I definitely recommend it to anybody who likes little cute indie movies. It's got everything you want from an indie darling. Who doesn't like time travel when it's utilized appropriately in a movie? And finally, Hulu just released this bad boy, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's a French movie about a forbidden love between two women that brews over a 2-hour period that this movie lasts. And I didn't know that the Miami sun beating down on you from the shore wasn't the only way of getting sunburned. Nobody warned me to wear my 80 SPF, so I just... First and foremost, this film is a consistent flex in cinematography, just constantly flexing because of how intensely gorgeous it is from frame to frame. It's immaculately put together in terms of really building that ever-loving tension between two people that want to be with each other so bad. The main story is that this woman is recruited to paint a portrait of the other woman, but without her knowing. So it's a lot of eye glances, a lot of just subtle moments between the two characters or not. They really build the heat. It's so palpable. You could taste it on the tip of your tongue. It marvelously builds up that lust between these two characters and then takes you on a roller coaster ride. I don't know if I would ever watch this again. It didn't really pull me in the way it's pulled in other people I've seen online. Still, truth be told, I was invested from beginning to end, and by the end of this movie, after that final sequence, I was just like, whew, I need a drink. That was a lot. And alas, we have found our way to the finish line for today's video. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making me talk about movies be part of your day. I really appreciate that. You know the whole bigly do. If you enjoyed this, please like. If you haven't subscribe already. Ring that bell so you never miss a video from me again. If you want to comment down below, what are movies you've been watching during quarantine or TV shows? What have you been doing during the quarantine while you're staying safe inside your homes? Let's have a conversation and have some fun. And with that, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you again for making me part of your day. Thank you for watching. And again, social medias, at MaffmanJones everywhere. And the whole deal. See you. Bye-bye. Love you. Stay safe.